Well, greetings, boys and girls of period A and period D. This is a one video that covers two classes. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So for period A, I know you think you're my favorites. Don't tell period D. So for period A, this is Wednesday, May 18th. We're going to discuss page 617. That was in the textbook. You remember the textbook. And then we'll have a test on Friday. Well, I don't know about a take home. Maybe. Here's how it works. So Wednesday, right now, as you're seeing this, we're going to go over page 617. I'll review stuff. Then when we get to Thursday, hey, take the day off. Period A, drop it. When we get to Friday, we will review a little bit and take a test. Test 4-5 is definitely Friday. Will we do it in class or will we take it home? I don't know. I think we'll probably be able to do it in class. It's not a long test. I already made it up. I think we'll be good. So expect in class, okay? Expect in class. I only put the take home in there in case something interrupts us, like, I don't know, meetings or whatever, where we get messed up. But don't you worry about that. Assume in class on Friday. So how about period D? I know you think you're my favorite. Don't tell period A. So with you guys, your test isn't going to be until Tuesday, May 24th. Yikes. Yikes. Let's backtrack. Because on Monday, you're dropping. And on Friday, you're seeing this video. Okay, so for you, you're seeing this video on Friday, then drop Monday, and then test on Tuesday. All right, so either way, let's do this so we can take the test. All right, where's that assignment? Page 617, where is it? There it is. So you had 12 through 20 and then 23 through 27. I'll review stuff. 12 through 20 is we have the point, you have to find the trig functions. Let's take this one, -6, 8. Let me get a new screen for this. So plot the point -6, 8. You don't have to be too particular about it. The quadrant, what matters, -6, 8 is in that quadrant. So we've got this going on. So this angle is rotated from here, rotates like that to there. So the actual angle is this. I don't know, it might be 130 degrees or something, doesn't matter. But to get a triangle of reference, we drop a perpendicular to the x-axis. We never go over to the y-axis. No, no, no. Always to the x-axis. So down to the x-axis, or if we happen to be here, we go up to the x-axis. Okay. Once we have that triangle of reference, we use this angle here. And this was the point -6, 8, which is an xy point. So that means x is -6 and y is 8. And the hypotenuse by Pythagorean theorem comes out a perfect 10. That's all you need to know. So now, sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, 8/10, 4/5. Cosine theta, adjacent over hypotenuse, -6/10, -3/5. And tangent, opposite over adjacent, 8 over -6, which reduces to -4/3. Yes, 8 over -6, -4/3. All right, so we got those three. So now how about the other three? How about cosecant? Well, cosecant is a reciprocal of sine, so just flip this over. Cosecant is 5/4. And then secant is the reciprocal of cosine. Got to just memorize that. -5/3. Don't change the plus or minus, just change the fraction. And cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so -3/4. You got it. You got it. Let's do another one. How about this one? -9, -3. -9, -3 is going to be -9, -3 over here, maybe something like that, right? Isn't that where -9, -3 might be? All right, we draw our triangle of reference. So this is the entire angle, but we use that angle there. So xy, x is -9, y is -3. By Pythagorean theorem, c squared. So c is going to be square root of 81/9 square root of 90, which is 3 √10. 3 √10. So here we go. Sine theta. Opposite over hypotenuse, -3 over 3 root 10. We'll cancel the 3's, so -1 over root 10. Well, we can't leave root 10 in the bottom, can we? So top and bottom by root 10. Answer, negative root 10 over 10. That's sine. Cosine. Adjacent, -9 over hypotenuse. 3 and 9 cancel to give me -3 over root 10. Root 10 over root 10. -3 root 10 over 10. And tangent, opposite over adjacent, -3 over -9. That's just 1/3, isn't it? I believe so. All right, so now your reciprocals. Your reciprocals. How about cosecant? It's the reciprocal of sine. Well, if I go here where sine is and flip that over, now I get a square root in the bottom. So go back to this one. Go back to that version. Flip that, you get negative square root of 10. Square root of 10 over -1, negative square root of 10. So be clever. You don't have to flip this, because then you get the square root in the bottom again. Go back to this one. So I bet you can figure out secant. Let's go back to this version. Flip that, and you get negative root 10 over 3. In cotangent, just flip over 1/3 and you get 3 over 1. There you go. All right, so that's how you do 12 through 17. All right, the next group, 18 through 23. Did I give you those? Yes, I did. I gave you 18, 19, 20. So sketch each angle and define its reference angle. Not difficult. Let's go. So let's sketch that angle of 195. So here we go. Let's put that in to go to 195. Okay, here we go. Rotate. No, I just want this end of it. No. Just want that end. Here we go. Rotate. 90, 180, a little bit more. 195 might be like that. Okay. So this is 195. Its reference angle is this. Just like when we made that triangle. That's the reference angle. So what is that? Well, we went 180 and into 195. It's 15, isn't it? I'm not going to, this rule's about sometimes it's 180 minus X, sometimes X minus 180, sometimes 360 minus X, sometimes X minus 360. Let's not memorize rules. Let's just think. If this is 180, to get to 195, I went 15 more. So the answer is 15. How about 285? All right, let's start with this big red one. And let's rotate it to 285. It happened again. 90, 180, 270, a little bit more to get to 285. Potential spam. All right, so what do we got? 270. And to get to 295, we went 25 more, right? So that's 25. 270, 25 more gets us to 295, but the reference angle we talked about is this one, right? It's always made with the horizontal there. So how much is that? Well, if this is 25, this is 65 to add up to 90. Yep, so it's 65. And I know some of you saying, well, isn't it just 360 and back off 25? No, 360 back off 65. Yeah. It's 360 minus 295, right? I just like to do it this way. 270, 25 more gets to me 295. How much more to get up to the x-axis? 65 more. One more. Negative 250. Ooh. Negative 250. So we always start here. And now we go in the negative way. Happen again. Negative 90, negative 180. That'd be negative 270. So a little short of that. So maybe negative 250 is around there. This way. Negative 250. Well, what's this angle here? That angle is going to be 20. So that angle is going to be 70. Right? Because we're in 250, 20 more would get you to 270. So that's 20. That's 70. Well, that's the reference angle right there, 70. Yep, 70 is your answer. Okay. So that brings us to number 20. And then we have 23 through 27. The same idea with 400. 400, it's really 360 and then 40 more. So your reference angle there is 40. All right, find the exact value, 24, 5, 6, 7, sine 210. Okay. Well, this is where all the reference angle stuff comes in. 210 is where? It's 180 and a little bit more gets to 210. We find the reference angle, it's going to be 30. So sine 210 is plus or minus sine 30. It has the same numerical value. If we type in that calculator, sine 210, type in sine 30, you get the same numbers here, but they might differ in their plus or minus value. All right, so this is why you had to do the whole reference angle there. So we got 30. So what is sine 30? Sine 30, you should have memorized, is 1/2. Now, sine 210 in quadrant 3, sine is negative. So it's going to be negative 1/2. Quadrant 3, sine is negative because sine is y over r. And in quadrant 3, our y value is negative down here. Y value is negative. So negative 1/2. How about tan 315? Okay, do the whole reference angle thing. 315 goes like this. 90, 180, 270, 315's here. So if this is 315, this must be 45, right? 315 plus 45 more gets us to 360. So tan 315 is either the positive negative value of tan 45. What's tan 45? It's 1. So it's plus or minus 1. Which is it? In quadrant 4, let's see, x is this way. So x is positive. Y is this way. Y is negative. In quadrant 4, think of a point in quadrant 4. 7, negative 3. X is positive and y is negative. Because x we go this way and y we go that way. So tangent, we also define as y over x, which is a negative over positive, so it's negative. So it's negative 1. I don't know in class yet, because we haven't taught you this yet. I'm reviewing stuff that I haven't taught yet. These problems I'm on right now are review, but I haven't taught them. Maybe in class I taught you all sin, tan, cos. In quadrant 1, all trig functions are positive. In quadrant 2, just sine is positive. In quadrant 3, just tangent is positive. In quadrant 4, just cosine is positive, and the reciprocals. So it's really sine and cosecant are both positive. Tangent, cotangent, cosine, and secant, all sin, tan, cos. All right, I got one more here. We got a couple more. Cosine 150. Get the reference angle. Reference angle for 150 is going to be like this. Correct. That's 150. This is going to be 30. So cosine 50 is plus or minus cosine 30. Cosine 30 is square root of 3 over 2. So it's plus or minus that. Well, in quadrant 2, is cosine positive or negative? Well, let's see. In quadrant 2, x is negative, y is positive, r is always positive, hypotenuse is always positive. So we can say it's x over r, a negative over positive, that's negative. So it's negative root 3 over 2. Or you can use all sin tan cos. Where to go? In quadrant, where were we? Short memory. In quadrant 2, only sine is positive, so that means cosine is negative. All right. How about this one? How about if I asked you for, what if I asked you for, well, let's just do the one on the sheet. Cosecant 225. Okay. I don't memorize anything with cosecant, but I memorize sine. So let's find sine 225, and then we'll just flip it to get cosecant. So sine 225. Here we go. We're our 180 we're here, right? So this is going to be 45, the reference angle. Yep, 180, 45 more. So sine 225 is plus or minus sine 45. Sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2. Is it plus or minus? In quadrant 3, sine is negative. Well, again, it's a negative y, a positive x, and a positive hypotenuse. Y over r is a negative over positive, it's negative. Or if you do all sin tan cos, in quadrant 3, only tan's positive, so that means sine is negative. So we got negative square root of 3 over 2. Well, that's, no, wait a minute. Sorry, where'd it go? So we get negative square root of 2 over 2, but that's sine, so cosecant, I gotta flip it. So it's negative 2 over root 2. We're gonna go like this. Negative 2 root 2 over 2, which is just negative root 2 is your answer. Ay, 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 ay. Is that it, kids? That's it. That's it. How about a couple more to practice? How about this? 3 problems. 1, find reference angle for 287. 2, find exact value for cotangent 120. And that's enough. Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. Do those. All right. Maybe you paused and now you're back. Okay. So for 287, 90, 180, 270, a little bit more. So 270 and 17 more got us to 287, but this is the reference angle here. So what's that? 73. You can say 287 plus 73 more gets us to 360. Or you can say I did 270 and 17 more here, and 17 plus 73 makes 90. So this would be 73. All right, how about cotangent 120? 120 is out here. That's 120. The reference angle would be 60, yes? Yep. All right, so cotangent 120 is plus or minus cotangent 60, but I don't know anything about cotangent except it's reciprocal of tangent. So let's find tangent of 60. All right, well, I don't think I had you memorize the tangent of 60. We know tangent is sine 60 over cosine 60, which is 1/2 over square root of 3 over 2, which is 1/2 times 2 over root 3. That's ugly. 2 over root 3, which reduces to 1 over root 3. And we do that, we get root 3 over 3. That's tangent. In quadrant 2, tangent is negative. How come? Because x is negative, y is positive, and tangent is y over x. Positive over negative is negative. So it's negative. So I've lost what we had. We had, what was that, 120? So tangent 120 is negative root 3 over 3. Well, cotangent 120 is the reciprocal of that. So flip this over, but you know what? I'll go back to here and flip it. So it's root 3 over 1, but it's also negative. So it's negative root 3. All right, that's our lesson. As I'm doing this, it's weird because I'm reviewing stuff I haven't taught you yet. I haven't taught you this stuff yet. So I'm thinking, all right, I gotta make sure I teach you this way, make sure I teach it that way. That's all right. We're good. We're good. We good, kids? We're good. All right. So have a great rest of the day and I'll see you in class. Bye-bye. End.